How do bloggers get traffic to their blogs, their blog posts? How do you actually get people to find you when they're searching Google? It's called SEO, which is search engine optimization. My goal is that by the end of this video, you understand SEO and it is not scary to you. And if you're new around here, welcome to day 5 of my Get Started Blogging Challenge, where I'm showing you in 1 week, 7 videos, how to set up a real live blog and publish your very first blog post, even if you're starting at 0. If you missed any of the prior episodes, I talked about how to set up your blog with WordPress and GoDaddy hosting, and then how to actually write your first blog post. I've put all those into a playlist, which you can pick up in the description below this video, as well as on borntoblogclub.com. I've got links to all of that, including this challenge, and a download that you can get and go through as a little checklist to make sure that you're doing all the things that I have in this blogging challenge and checking them off. Blogging is not going to work if you don't have traffic to your blog. The best way to get traffic is to optimize your blog posts, and make sure that it shows up in search results when people type something into Google. I always like to say that I answer people's questions and give them solutions to their problems. If you're looking for something that says how to write a blog post or how to SEO my blog post, these are search engine optimized keywords that you would type into Google, and then my blog or someone else's blog might show up. So blogging doesn't work without traffic, but SEO isn't complicated. SEO is just answering questions better than anyone else. Just to give you an example, if you went through any of my blogs, you'd probably find 80 to 90% of them say how to do something, or why, or where, or what, and I give them answers to their questions or solutions to their problems. On the other hand, not as many people are going to be searching for a day in my life. More people are going to care about how to do something or get an answer to something that they're looking for, a solution for their problem, how to fix their toilet, how to write a blog post, how to tie a tie, how to do their hair. And there's long tail keywords and short tail keywords. A short tail keyword would be something like blogging tips. If you wanted a long tail keyword, it might be something like successful blogging tips, or where to get the best blogging tips, or bloggers with the best blogging tips. Do you get where I'm going with that? SEO is not instant. It takes a long time to rank. And I mentioned this in the first episode, that blogging is like planting a garden. You put a little seed out there and you keep watering it, and eventually it sprouts. I'm not saying that a blog post can't go viral, but it's not as viral like a video might go. You put these keywords into your blog posts and you optimize, and eventually over time, Google starts to see 3, 6 months, it could be a year. And there's also a period called a sandbox period. If you're a new blog, a new website, and you're just getting started posting, Google might not even know you exist. So there's things that you have to do, give them little signals to let them know, like, hey, there's a new blogger out there. There's a new website you need to go check out. Oh, there's a new blog post that I just wrote. And every blog post takes time for Google to see it. You have to link to it and ping it and do all these other things, but I just want you to know that SEO takes time. It's not instant. That's why it's called search engine optimization, is that Google needs to see what it's about and be able to read your posts, and it does that through your title and your headlines and tags. It's going to go through your blog post, and the more information that you give it, the better that it's going to know what your blog post is about and help you rank in SEO, which is what I'm going to show you in this video. So yesterday I showed you how to write the blog post. Today I'm going to show you how to get people to actually find the blog post. So we're going to optimize the blog post that we wrote for Johnny's cat blog. Let's dive into the blog post that we wrote yesterday for Johnny and his cat quote. So if you missed that one, we wrote a little blog post for Johnny, and it was his favorite cat quotes, which you can go over to Catitude Chaos and find that on his blog. I have a link to that. here. And then if you go over to the actual blog post that we wrote, you can see that we had an introduction, and then we had the body of it, as well as a final thoughts, conclusion, and then like a call to action telling them, hey, leave a comment below, and don't forget to follow us on social media, subscribe to our email list, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And one more thing, we did this on the back end. So if you haven't familiarized yourself with WordPress, again, I did a tutorial on that in a prior video, but if you were in the back end of your WordPress website, you would see something like this. And this is what you call like your dashboard. And then you have your navigational menu on the left-hand side. You can also look right here at the top. If you go to this little plus button, you can add a post here. And then over here on the left-hand side, you've got post, and you can add a post here. And then if you're on your actual post, you can see all your blog posts. You can see the ones that we publish versus our draft. So you can see my favorite cat quote. So if we wanted to go in here, we can click this edit button. Or if you're signed into your website and you are on your favorite cat quotes, you can see this edit post button, and you could click that. I'm going to go back on this back side just to show you how you can access this. And so I would just hit edit, so that I can edit this blog post on the back end. What I want to do is start making it more search friendly. So I don't necessarily know that anyone's gonna search for my favorite cat quotes. They might search for something like funny cat quotes, or cute and wholesome cat quotes, or deep and thoughtful cat quotes, short and sassy cat quotes. If you notice, I have these titles in here, and I have this title up here. So this is the heading, my favorite cat quotes, and then I also have these little subheadings as the types of cat quotes. Since we're talking about cat quotes, that is our keyword. Not my favorite cat quotes, but that could be kind of a keyword. It's just not something that I would think people would be searching for. When you think cat quotes, we already have these down here, funny cat quotes. If I was going to optimize this for SEO, I would think, okay, well, I picked the word cat quotes. Let's just say that we wanted to make this blog post more search friendly for Google. Google can read these titles. Search engines can read the titles of your blogs and the content that's in them. Just like if I'm publishing a YouTube video and talking, it can read the transcript of what I'm saying in the video. And so it knows what my video is about, even if the title doesn't tell them exactly. But your title should be the first entry point for search engines on your blog. Versus on YouTube, your title and your thumbnail are really important. What I'll say about a blog post is people may not ever see the thumbnail of the blog post before they click on it. And even if they do, a thumbnail on a blog post is not as heavily important as a thumbnail on YouTube. So blogging and blogging are similar in SEO, but a little bit different. I don't want you to get hung up on the photo part of this. So we uploaded a photo for our featured image for cat quotes. There are a few little things that we should do, but you could publish a blog with no images. If you think about it, Google, they know that an image is there because they can see it's an image, but you have to tell them what the image is. They don't necessarily know. Now with AI, they're going to get a lot better if they haven't already, but the point is the more information that you can give Google in your headings, in your meta descriptions, your URLs, and everything I'm about to show you, the more it's going to tell Google what your blog post is about. Let's say we want to optimize this blog post. Cat quotes is our keyword. So we want to use cat quotes in our titles and headings. So the title itself is my favorite cat quotes, but down here we might want to say, okay, funny cat quotes, cute and wholesome cat quotes, deep and thoughtful cat quotes, and then short and sassy cat quotes. This is the first step in optimizing for the keyword. Now, we might not want to just repeat deep and thoughtful cat quotes, cute and wholesome cat quotes. We might want to change the phrase a little bit because people might search for it differently. So they might not search cute and wholesome cat quotes. They might just search cute cat quotes. Maybe we change it to that. Or maybe they search, and instead of saying maybe, what we should do is go look and see what people are searching for. Pinterest is one of my favorites. But let's just say we want to go to Google. And normally I would just open a new tab here and go to Google. But sometimes the results can be a little skewed. So that's why I like to go over and do a new incognito tab. Another thing you want to do is, like, if you're here in Google and you're typing in cat quotes, you can see what comes up. Cat quotes funny, cat quotes short, cat quotes about life, cat quotes for Instagram, cat quotes love, cat quotes in Islam, short inspirational cat quotes. That's a good one. Short quotes about cats love, dog quotes, and then quotes about cats. I like short inspirational cat quotes, and I like quotes about cats. So those are two keywords that we might want to pick up on. So short inspirational cat quotes and quotes about cats. That's two that we probably just want to at least put down on our list over here. Let's just make a little note up here and we'll take this out. So short inspirational cat quotes and quotes about cats are two keywords that we would want to potentially include in our blog post. So that's kind of looking at Google, and we also want to look at the search results. So if we're just looking at cat quotes, I want to see what's coming up in here. Sometimes it's good to look at this little AI overview that Google gives. It pulls all this data from all these little search results down here. It's kind of like a summary. You can click these little links and see where they got these from, but cat quotes on their nature and independence, cat quotes on love and companionship, witty and wise observations. So these are all something that maybe you could say, like cat quotes on love and companionship. Let's go to our blog and see if we had that. I don't think we had that. Let's add these down here just so that we have something extra. I want you to see that I'm just duplicating this. I showed you how to write a blog post. Now I'm showing you how to optimize it. And so right here is on love and companionship. I love cats because I enjoy my home. Oh, you know what else I like to do? Take out all these little links. So I would want to say cat quotes on love and companionship and make that a heading so that this is what helps Google know that these are cat quotes. Okay, so now you can see in my little table of contents, it says funny cat quotes, cute cat quotes, deep and thoughtful cat quotes, short and sassy cat quotes on love and companionship, final thoughts, conclusion, and then don't miss a thing, which I'm going to take out. This is just showing H2 and H3 headers. I just wanted to clean it up so you can at least just see it. But I just want to give you the basics so you understand what finding a keyword is, optimizing your blog posts, and making sure that it shows up in search results. So if somebody was looking for cat quotes, these are all kinds of cat quotes that they could be looking for. And so Google likes long blog posts. So if you had 100 different cat quotes and they were separated out by category, that could be a really, really good blog post. And Google could say, I really love that. So now you can see that we've added a couple little things that we found. Oh, you know what else? I want to go back over here and just look and see what other people titled. Goodreads is just, this says cat quotes. This one says 45 best cat quotes for everyday occasion. So that's an interesting title idea. And also, while we're here, this little blog post here, we might want to actually do a little linky link to give Google a signal related reads. I could say you might also like. So I just want to give them a little signal that this blog post that I wrote is similar to this person's blog post. If you notice up here, their little URL, which also has a keyword in here, cat quotes, is the same thing that we have over on our side. But we're just going to take this URL
Our URL is my favorite cat quotes. So see, we have cat quotes in our URL that we made yesterday, which you can see these URLs right here. That's called your slug. And once your blog post is live, you don't want to change that. So that needs to stay. It's not as important as everything else in your blog, but it is important. It helps to tell Google what it is. So I'm just going to add this little linky link here so that people will go to here, and I don't want them to leave my website, so I'm going to add an open in new tab there. So all I do is I just hit the little expansion button for the pencil and add my link in here, and then I always say open a new tab. There's a whole lot more to this, but this is giving them a link and telling Google, hey, this post is related to this post. So my cat quote post is related to this. And then you could go down here and get ideas. So now you can see, oh, famous cat quotes. That's kind of fun. We don't have that one. And then kitten quotes. Think about that. Cat sayings is another one. Inspirational cat quotes. So these are all ideas that you could put in your blog post. So maybe we want to go say, okay, what are famous cat quotes? Those sound fun. So down here is a bunch of famous cat quotes. So I might go over here and add this section to mine and say, okay, let me add in another section, and I'm going to put famous cat quotes here, but I'm also going to make this a header. Let's go see what famous cat quotes we can borrow from this blog post. Back over to edit mine, and I'm just going to put these in my blog post, and I'm going to highlight them and make them a list. Now you can see I have famous cat quotes in here. So now I've added another keyword, if you notice that, famous cat quotes. We did see some other ones over here for inspirational cat quotes. I remember seeing that up here. Inspirational cat quotes. So let's go down here, and I knew that this word inspirational cat quotes is something that we just found on Google a second ago. So having this as a title is going to be better than just inspirational cat quotes. Short inspirational cat quotes, if you notice, is going to be a long tail keyword because you added an extra word. Versus inspirational cat quotes, it is a long tail keyword, but if you look at it this way, primary keyword is cat quotes. And then this would be your secondary keywords, might be inspirational cat quotes, short inspirational cat quotes, quotes about cats. But if you see, cat quotes is different than quotes about cats. So someone might type in quotes about cats, or they might type in inspirational cat quotes or short inspirational cat quotes. This is getting into a long tail keyword, and you can think, okay, are they looking for funny cat quotes? Are they looking for famous cat quotes? Are they looking for inspirational cat quotes? What kind of cat quotes are they looking for? That's where the keyword comes in, and why I say you're trying to show up in search results for the solution to their little problem that they have, which is actually more like an answer to a question. And it's not even really a question, but they are asking Google a question. They're like, hey Google, I need some cat quotes and ideas to use for cat quotes. Where can I get those? And you want your blog post to show up as the ultimate cat quotes out there. Or you might have separate blog posts. So later on, if you got 100 of these, you might do one whole blog post about cute cat quotes, or a whole blog post about short and sassy cat quotes. And so you might not have this huge, 100 cat quotes. It might not be 100 of my favorite cat quotes. It might be a different title. But you can change this heading. You just don't want to change this slug. Let's just say right now, we're going to decide on title in a second, but my favorite cat quotes, that's what we had there already. But your keyword is cat quotes. Your secondary keywords can be inspirational cat quotes, short cat quotes, quotes about cats. And so we could go on and on about these. Now, let me see. Did I add these inspirational quotes about cats? I don't know if I did. let me go down here and let's make sure that we put these in our blog posts. And so we're going to do short inspirational cat quotes. So instead of just inspirational cat quotes, I want to change this to short inspirational cat quotes. So it's a different keyword, but it helps with user search intent. And then I'm just going to make these a list. Now you can see we have more keywords in here that we're using in our headings. It shows up here in my table of contents. So funny cat quotes, cute cat quotes, deep and thoughtful cat quotes, short and sassy cat quotes on love and companionship, famous cat quotes, short inspirational cat quotes. So this gives me some more ideas, and I could just keep going on and on and on with all these ideas that I'm getting from Google search. Again, I might want to go down here and look at Pinterest. Positive quote ideas. Possum instead of awesome. Possum cat quotes. Captions for cat lovers. That sounds kind of interesting. My top 10 cat quotes. Our favorite cat quotes. So see, I did my favorite cat quotes, but these are our favorite cat quotes. And then you can also see people also search for, which is a really good way to find keywords for your blog posts. Cat quotes short, funny cat quotes about life, cat quotes for Instagram, cat quotes on love, cat quotes in Islam, short inspirational cat quotes, short quotes about cat's love. And that also, if you remember, when we were up here searching, a lot of those were showing up here. The same as what these people also search for. So you can get ideas from these. These are obviously the top search results, so you might want to link to some of these like I was showing you in your blog post, or get ideas from these, not necessarily copy these, but you could get ideas from all of these and come up with like an ultimate cat quote list. But this gives you ideas about, okay, well, what would I want my blog post title to be if I was searching through here? What would I click on? What's the top ones coming up is best cat quotes. And then up here it says people also ask, what is the best cat quote? What is a cute caption for cat posts? When a cat loves you quotes short, when cats choose us quotes. And this is another blog post that somebody wrote about cat quotes, and they titled it 65 Great Cat Quotes to Enjoy with a Cat on Your Lap. That's kind of strange and interesting, but if you think about it, that's a very long tail keyword, like cat quote, great cat quotes to enjoy with a cat on your lap. That could be a couple of keywords in there. Cat on your lap, enjoy with a cat could be part of the keyword here. And then great cat quotes. So there's a couple different keywords being used within this. This gives you ideas. And then also you could go to some other search engines that are out there. There's a lot of other places you can go to look for keywords, but I just want you to get an idea of what keywords are. People are searching Google for answers to their questions and solutions to their problems. Somebody wants a solution to find the cat quotes. They're trying to find an answer to their question about cat quotes. They're going to hopefully come across your blog post, but this is giving you ideas of what to name your blog, what to use in your blog, what keywords people are using. Let's go back over to our blog. Let's say that we wanted to make, instead of my favorite cat quotes. So maybe we just want to title this like ultimate list of cat quotes. And you could add in more keywords. Google doesn't always like parentheses, but you could add in a little line or a dash. So ultimate list of cat quotes, or sometimes I'll put in like a semicolon, and you could say funny, short, what else do we have? Inspirational, famous, sassy, funny, short. So famous cat. So we might want to add in these funny, short, famous. Whoop, I'm not even spelling that right. This is kind of long. I wouldn't necessarily use this, but ultimate list of cat quotes. Funny, short, and famous quotes about cats. So you got to think, does that tell them everything that's in the blog post, or is that something that they might want to click on? Now, another thing that I might say in here, if our primary keyword is quotes about cats, and this is the title that we're going to use, or thinking about using, let's go over to ChatGPT and just say, hey, I'm thinking about writing a blog post best for SEO to rank for the keyword cat quotes. Here's my title. Can you help me choose the best one? My current title is this. Idea after search was this. ChatGPT's smart. They'll figure it out, okay? So I'm just going to ask them, hey, give me some ideas for this. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT and say, hey, can you help me get some ideas for this blog post? The quick verdict, they're like, my favorite cat quote is not ideal for SEO. It does not include modifiers. That feels personal. It's unlikely to match search intent. So they're telling you, hey, people are probably not going to be searching for that. And then your new idea, ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short, and famous quotes about cats, is much stronger for SEO because it starts with or is very near the primary keyword, matches search intent, people want lists because they're looking for cat quotes, and then uses keyword-rich modifiers, funny, short, famous, signals comprehensive content with the ultimate list. Because who cares about just cat quotes? But if you have the ultimate list of cat quotes, they might want to search for that or click on that. And then the best optimized title that ChatGPT is saying is ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short, and famous cat quotes. And I think that's what I just had in here. Ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short, and famous cat quotes. So they're saying just take that off and leave that as cat quotes. If we go back over here, that's what they're telling us to use here. So now I've got my title, ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short, and famous cat quotes. And then it also tells you, ChatGPT says why this is strong. It uses cat quotes twice naturally, which it does. It says cat quotes and cat quotes. So ultimate list of cat quotes and then funny, short, and famous cat quotes. So these, Google's going to pick up funny cat quotes. It's also going to pick up short cat quotes, and it's going to pick up famous cat quotes in your keywords. And then it says removing unnecessary wording about cats is redundant. So it didn't like what we found, but that doesn't mean ChatGPT is not 100%. It does search Google, but it may not know why we use that necessarily. And you could tell it more. But you could say these are the keywords I liked or I found on Google. Help me put these into a paragraph, or how should I use these in my H1 headers, or write a blog post for me with these keywords, and it'll do it all for you. So uses cat quotes naturally, removes unnecessary wording. Okay, reads cleanly for Google and humans. Alternate titles it gives us are 101 cat quotes. We don't have that many yet. And it says quotes for cat lovers. That's kind of fun. I like that. Famous quotes for cat lovers instead of using the keyword twice. Famous quotes for cat lovers. That's exciting. Now you might want to watch how long this title gets. And so I like to keep these titles a little bit shorter. You can do, I think, 100 characters total, but they're going to get cut off in search. And so, yeah, you're going to play around with this. You're going to figure out how long this should be. So let's go back over again to ChatGPT. It says best cat quotes, funny, short, and famous sayings about cats. Cat quotes, the ultimate collection of funny and short famous quotes, or top cat quotes that every cat lover will adore. So those are all ideas. And then it says your URL, which we did use as cat quotes, but we had already written this blog post, so we could change this and take this out. But the problem with that is that then it changes the URL of this blog post. And so then if you were to go to that URL, it's going to say the page can't be found. And you don't want to do that. So you want to leave that URL as it was, as my favorite cat quotes. And just know that even if Google sees this, my favorite, they're going to still see cat quotes regardless, even if it says my favorite. So just keep that in mind. And then back over to ChatGPT. it also says make sure that we use, so it's giving you tips like SEO pro tip. Make sure that you use it in your title, cat quotes. Make sure that you use this H1 or very similar, which we did. These are our titles right here. So you're using this in your title here. And so we said our main keyword is cat quotes. So we use that not only in this title, but we also use that in the headings of our content. Cat quotes, funny cat quotes, cute cat quotes, deep and thoughtful cat quotes, short and sassy cat quotes, cat quotes on love and companionship. So we've used cat quotes throughout here over and over and over. And so then it'll say to make sure you use it in the first 100 words of the post. Now that we could check. So let's see. Cats have a way of capturing our hearts, our couches, and sometimes our entire lives. Whether you're lounging in sunbeams, knocking things on shelves, or offering a quiet purr, we need it most. So I can already tell you, it doesn't say cat quotes in here, okay? So we would want to change this and say, you might not want to repeat this here, but like looking for the best cat quotes on the internet, read this ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short. So I might say read this ultimate list of funny, short, and famous. So you could say this ultimate list of cat quotes because you're saying cat quotes here, but this ultimate list of funny, short, and famous quotes for cat lovers. But we want to use cat quotes in this first little 100 section here. That's what you want to keep in mind when you're writing this little paragraph in the beginning, your intro paragraph. And so I'm just going to copy and paste the intro and tell ChatGPT to help me rewrite this intro best for SEO front loaded with the keyword cat quotes. I'm going to see what ChatGPT tells me. And so they're rewriting this for me, and they put cat quotes capturing everything we love about our feline companions, from their playful mischief to their quiet comfort and presence. Cats have a way of taking over our hearts. It rewrote this for me. It did put cat quotes, and then it did repeat it down here. If you read, it's no surprise that blah blah cat lovers. I don't like this so much as, let's see, cat quotes appears in the first 3 words. So it likes that. I don't personally like it. I might want to use some of these other titles that I had right here. But I would want to use something like my funny cat quotes and these other cat quotes in this title. I'm just going to say, can you use some more related keywords? We're going to see what it comes up with. Cat quotes are a fun, meaningful way to celebrate. So then funny cat quotes are added in here. Famous cat quotes are added in here. Cat love quotes. Best cat quotes. So you see now it added in some better keywords. So it told us that the keywords it included naturally were cat quotes, the primary, and then funny cat quotes, short cat quotes, famous cat quotes, cat sayings, quotes about cats. So these are all things that you might potentially want to put in your blog post. And that's not just in the titles, that's also in the quotes themselves. So you might want to say, instead of short and sassy cat quotes, check out this list of short and sassy cat quotes about your favorite feline friend. I might want to add a little description in here. And so I'm using short and sassy cat quotes. Let's go up here and replace this with our new generated. So if you copy this over, you can see these bold words, what they actually highlighted. So ChatGPT told us cat quotes is in there, and that's in the first 100 keywords, or first 100 words, which is kind of this area here. But when Google reads this, they're seeing ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short, and famous quotes for cat lovers. And then this is what they read in the very first paragraph. So Google's going to pull a snippet of this. And when I say that, if you go over and you search for cat quotes again on Google, a snippet is this, where you're seeing this little snippet. It says cute cat quotes. Cats are connoisseurs of comfort. So this right here, and then it says, see, read more. This is a snippet. And you can see funny cat quotes, famous cat quotes, cute cat quotes. This is all coming from the headings that they have in this blog post for 45 best cat quotes for every occasion. And these are all snippets of what Google is telling you. So this is what you're reading. You're seeing this title first. You can see also their URLs up here of what they're using. And then this is giving you the information that you might want to put in your SEO. So a cat has absolute emotional honesty. This is just, I wouldn't put this, but this tells you what a snippet is. So if you go over to your WordPress and GoDaddy, manage WordPress, it actually comes with what's called Yoast SEO. And if you go down to the very bottom of the WordPress, which you can install this as a plugin if it's not here, but the focus key phrase is cat quotes. And that comes from the ultimate list of cat quotes that we put up there. And you also could put your meta description. Now it's going to want a longer meta description, and you can see this is what's going to populate. Ultimate list of quotes, funny, ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short, and famous quotes for cat lovers. So this is giving us a little description, and we probably want to update this a little bit more, but this is giving Google the information of what to use for our focus key phrase and showing you kind of like what the snippet's going to look like. And you can update all of this information in here. And then it'll tell you, like, don't rely on Yoast 100%, but it's telling you, okay, the SEO analysis is good and the readability is good. And then also you might want to put tags in here. So we put cat quotes, but depending on, this has to do with your website, and then you might have a category for it. So this is all helping with SEO to add categories and tags and your slug and your meta description. So all these little things, if you see, this is telling Google, okay, this is an ultimate list of cat quotes, and then quotes for cat lovers, famous quotes for cat lovers. And this is all going to help tell Google what your blog post is about. And so once you've made this update, then you're going to want to save your changes. But I wouldn't keep hitting save and save and save. I just would update my blog post and then save these changes. And then another thing I do want to mention while I'm thinking about it, which there's so much more that you can do in this, but if you wanted to optimize, say, your images, you might want to optimize the URL that this is coming from. So this saves as like a date in here and uploads. And this has to do with the actual file name that this came from when we uploaded it in here. So the file name itself was cat quotes. So this picture, when we uploaded it from our drive, see, it just said cat quotes PNG, but what we might have wanted to do was put that title in here. You might want to upload it as this is the title. And that way it tells Google that this picture right here for cat quotes is the ultimate list of cat quotes. So you want to make sure it's what the picture is, but this tells them the ultimate list of cat quotes is. And so that's that picture, and that shows up on your blog. You can change your alt text and add this in here if you wanted to add some more information. All this is giving extra information to Google about what the photo is about. Otherwise, Google just thinks, oh, they just added a photo for cute decoration. Like, what was the point of that photo? Google doesn't know. Google doesn't know what this photo is per se, but like I said, AI is going to start telling Google what this is. We've already published this blog post. You can kind of see there's also like little formatting and things that we can do. But for the most part, this is ready to go back out into the world with our new updates and see how it ranks in SEO. So right now, I'm going to hit save, and we're just going to save our new changes. So you can see the old blog post is here. It was like my favorite cat quotes, and it just said, cats have a way of warming our hearts, but we didn't have cat quotes in here. This title was just kind of boring. It just said funny, cute, and wholesome. But how does Google know what that is? Funny what? Cute and wholesome what? Deep and thoughtful what? It doesn't know that that's funny cat quotes. It just says funny. So you want to be more specific. So once this blog post has been saved, we can go look at it now. The other thing I might do is check on the length of that post title, but go through here. You can see that now it says funny cat quotes, cute cat quotes. And so this is going to take us down to each section, but that's where it's coming from. It tells us that these cat quotes are in here. I also like to go up here and hit flush the cache if I do a new blog post. And these are all just little tips and tricks that you can do for your blog post. And you can always be making it better for SEO. That's the beauty of blogging. You can always go back. You can always change the title. You can always change the pictures. You can always change the headings. You can rewrite the whole post if you want. I just wouldn't change the little URL, the www dot. So now you can see our blog post is in here. And so there's all kinds of little tools that you can use, which I've got some blog posts about on the Born to Blog Club, where I talk all about that and how to do SEO research for a blog post, a beginner's guide, pretty much what I'm teaching you here. But obviously I'm probably going more in depth telling you right here, but you can go in here and it tells you start with a topic idea, use a keyword, spy on your competition, which we were kind of doing, organize your keywords, write an SEO friendly blog post, add internal links, which we did. Oh, actually we didn't. If you were in this blog post, one other thing that we could have done, which we didn't, is we could have added a link. So this is an external link because we linked out to the best cat quotes, which is not ours. But something that we should have done and could have done is go to our own post and link to some of our favorite things. So if somebody likes cat quotes, they might also like these perfectly planned year of cat holidays. Let's go over here and just add that in here, in case they want to look at that too. Now you want to make sure it's related, but I'm just showing you an example of what you could link to. And so all we're doing is using this URL and linking to what this is, the perfectly planned year of cat holidays and feline festivities. So I'm just going to link to this blog post here, and that's going to tell Google that it's related to this blog post, which it is and it isn't. So it's not cat quotes, but it is for cat lovers and people that love cats. And all this helps with SEO. So I'm just going to go ahead and save that, even though I wouldn't immediately save this right after I just saved that. But I just wanted you to see what I do to update these. So now this is going to tell Google that this is related to my other blog post right here. So if you were to go into the new updated cat quotes and you were to go down to final thoughts, then it's going to tell you down here, oh, these related reads. Now it's linked to a perfectly planned year of cat holidays. And so they go to my other blog posts. And so these little internal links are really good because Google likes to see a website that's all connected. If you don't have internal links or any links at all, it's more thought of as like an orphan post. So they think of it as like an orphan post. It's orphan, it has no mommy or daddy. There's no other brothers or sisters or family out there. So you got to think of it like that. So this is telling Google, hey, this post is not an orphan. He's got a mommy, a daddy, a sister, a cousin, an uncle, someone out there. He's got some people related inside the blog. And then he's got some external blog traffic, other blogs. So internal is your own links to your own blogs, pages, products on your website. And then external is going to be links to other people's blogs and things on their websites.
I just want you to know it's not instant gratification. It takes time for your blog to show up on Google, and it takes time for your blog post to show up on Google. You need to go check and see if they're showing up. So if you're like, oh, I'm not getting any traffic or I'm not making any sales, nothing's happening, how do you know? I'm going to show you how you know.
Okay, so there's one other thing I wanted to show you, because I know you're like, okay, well, how do you know if people are finding your blog posts or how these keywords are working? And I've shown you how to set this up on the Born to Blog Club, but this is what's called Google Site Kit. It is everything that you could ever want to know about your SEO traffic. And there's other things out there that you can go look at, and I'll give you links to over at the Born to Blog Club. If you go into Google Site Kit, once you've set this up, it'll tell you like how many people are visiting your website and your search traffic, and you can see it, how it's performing. And then you can see I got a bump on this day, and I have not posted on Johnny's blog in a long time, so this blog's been pretty stagnant. It's just been sandbox. So if you don't know about the sandbox period over on Google, what happens whenever you start a new blog and you're like, oh, I'm not getting any traffic? SEO takes 3 to 6 months, maybe a year, to get traction for Google to say, okay, this isn't just a new site. So the more that you post, the more that Google gets signals to say that your blog post is there. You're going to want to see how your content's doing and see what you're ranking for, like 10 things your cat needs. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm using that in my blog, but that is a keyword that I might want to use, and it's telling me how many impressions I'm getting or clicks I'm getting. And again, I have not optimized his blog. Best cat needs, best needs for a cat AirTag holder, cat essentials. These are all keywords and queries for the site that are coming up. And then down here it tells me this is coming from a product that I have listed. This is coming from the never ending kitty nibbles blog post that I made. And so I can go over here and look at where this is coming from. And this talks about what my cat chews. So everything my cat chews. And so cat chews or kitty nibbles could potentially be what they're searching for. I don't know. I'd have to dig more into it. This shows the title of what's coming up. So these are tags. These are blog post pages and products. So different things are going to show up in search results. You want your blog post showing up there. And then this is telling me how people found my site. And then if I had it connected to AdSense and I was getting paid, I could see how much that I'm making down here. But Johnny's not connected yet. And he only has like 5 blog posts out there. So I added this with a plugin back here on the back end. And so I just added this plugin for Google Sitekit. You see, this is just a plugin that I added, and Yoast is in here too. So these are just plugins, and then I just add them and activate them. And then I can go and see all my plugins over here. But I gave you a tutorial on how to set up the Google Sitekit, because you would go in here and you're going to have to set up all your settings under your settings tab when you're in here. And it'll ask you for codes and sign-ins. Let's go to the back end. So one thing I might want to do after I publish a blog post is go over to Google Search Console. But I want to go get my blog post that we just wrote. The ultimate list of cat quotes. I want to go get this, and I want to make sure that it's showing up in search results. So the way you do this is I'm going to get this little URL, and I'm going to check it in Google just to see if it's populating. And so it says that this URL is not on Google. So that means that if you went to Google and you want to search for this, like Catitude Chaos Cat Quotes, it's potentially not going to come up because Google doesn't know the page exists. So I would have to send signals to Google to let them know. And we just wrote this yesterday. So Google's not going to know that it exists. And so we need to send a signal to it. And this could be posting on social media. This could be sharing on an email list or pinning it on Pinterest. But sharing this link that we have somewhere. And so what I like to do is go over to Google Search Console. And it says, okay, well, this isn't here. And you can test the live URL. But I'm going to request indexing. That's what I really want to do, because I want this to show up in search results. And you're going to want to make sure that all your blog posts are showing up in search results. And if you came in here and you were searching for any of your blog posts, so an older one might show. Now it said, okay, indexing is requested. But let's just check if one of these older blog posts are showing up. This never-ending kitty nibbles, that's potentially showing up. Let's just check it. So it says this URL is on Google. So when you say Catitude Chaos, what my cat chews, I just randomly said something. Now you can see that this is showing up. Kitty nibbles, never ending. So this blog post is showing up, and my website is showing up. So I can see that Catitude Chaos is showing up, which I could potentially just search Catitude Chaos and see what comes up for my website. And so my name, it tells me that my website's here, my Facebook's here, my Instagram's here, my blog's here. So this is all SEO. I would want to do this for all of my URLs and make sure they're all showing up. And then you can come back here on the back side of Google and see how your performance is going. And we can see that January 28th, which is when I was doing some of these tutorials, we got a lot more attention. We can see what we're getting attention for in here and the pages that are ranking in here. And then you can also see what search appearance is your appearance, so it says none. But what queries are getting people to our site? Cat Essentials got 370 impressions, but nobody clicked on it. So that tells me, well, I might want to go see what is keeping people from clicking on it, which it would probably have to be my meta description that people are seeing in my snippet and not wanting to click on it. Cat Essential, Cats Essentials, Essential Cat Supplies, Essentials for Cats. These are all keywords. And so these are keywords that I could put in my Cat Essentials blog post, which it's talking about this blog post right here. So essentials, every cat must have. That's what it's called. But I could change this and update this to be better. This table of contents looks like crap. I probably need to go in here and update this and say best food and water cat bowls, or best food and treats for cats, scratch posts or pads for cats, comfort item for cats. I could change all this to make it more cat essentials. This is all the search results, and you can get insights and go back here, but there's not going to be anything here because Google Search Console hasn't been set up long enough and we haven't blogged enough to get any activity. That is Google Search Console, and that is on the back end of my website, which I installed with SiteKit, and that's going to show up here. And then you can go over, so like if it says, okay, well, I want to go see how this is showing up, I can go to Search Console and see how this is showing up. And it takes me to this page, if that makes sense. And then you can do Google Analytics. It's going to be similar too. So if you went into Google Analytics, it's going to take you to your analytics and show you more about your traffic and all these other details that you don't need to necessarily dive into, but it's going to tell you where your traffic's coming from, how you're getting them. Is it coming from Pinterest? Is it coming from search results? It's going to tell you more. And this is going to help you know, like, okay, now I need to update my blog post. But it takes time for your blog post to update. If you see, you got 3 months in here, 28 days in here, and you can see what the average position is. Like, I'm in 60 on one of these. So it says I'm getting 24 on the impressions and I'm in 56. So that means if you were on a Google page searching, I'm way down here at the bottom. I could be like on page 5. You don't want to be on page 5. See, this isn't anything about me here, but well, actually my shop is on page 5. I want to be on page 1 of Google. And so that's where you want to rank, as number 1. So when they say who's Catitude Chaos, meet Johnny Flynn, the cat dog behind the Catitude. And so this is telling you, it even mentions Birdie's Doghouse. So see, Birdie's Doghouse gets a little shout out in there. They rank together. It helps these two connect together. So Google sees keywords, they see links, they see all of these things. So this is how I would go and check my SEO and see if these keywords are working or what I might need to change. And there's tons of other tools, but if you're trying to rank on Google, I would use the tools that Google has for you. You can even do Google Ads, and if you were going to run an ad and get keywords through there using their keyword tool and keyword planner, you could look up Google Trends and you could say cat quotes if you want to look up Google Trends and see what people are searching. The most common is cat quotes funny, Cheshire cat quotes, inspirational cat quotes is a breakout topic. That's something that we might have wanted to put in the title if we had checked this first. Ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short, and famous quotes for cat lovers. We might have wanted to say ultimate list of cat quotes, funny, short, and inspirational quotes for cat lovers. You can go to all these places and get more ideas. Arifs, Answer the Public, and some other ones that you can go to. But I've made a whole list of this. You can deep dive into SEO over time. As you get better, as you start to see results or not see results, then you can decide like what I need to update, what I don't need to update. And so that's really exactly how I would go through and like write a blog post with keywords and SEO and how I would check if it's ranking. I told you, SEO is not that hard. It's simple. It does take a little work. Over time, you'll start to understand it and it'll make so much more sense and you get better and better at it. And you can always update it. That's the best part about blogging. But today, you only need to take one little action and add one keyword to your blog post that you wrote, either one that you have existing or the one that you wrote in yesterday's video, and update your blog post with that one keyword,
and see where all you can use it in your headings, in your descriptions, in your title, which if you missed that, again, this is day 5 of my Get Started Blogging Challenge. By the end of this week, you're going to have a brand new blog live and you're going to have your very first blog post published. I've got an entire playlist of all these videos, how I set up the blog and the website using GoDaddy and WordPress, and then these tools and resources are all on the borntoblogclub.com, and I've got a checklist with all of this in it, so you don't have to worry. Go down below this video, you can pick all that up. Let me know in the comments if you have questions, what questions you have, what comments you have, if you're like, oh my god, this now SEO makes sense, or if you're like, oh dear, I don't even know where to get started. Tomorrow we're going to share your post and get your first readers. If you like these videos, hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel, and tap that little bell icon so you're notified each and every time I publish a new episode. And I can't wait to see you in tomorrow's. And if we haven't officially met, I'm Blogging Brandy. Love you.